Well, it just seems like every single fight, the skills get better and better. I can't wait to see what we have in store here between Mateo Soto and Derrion Griffin. By the way, after this, we have our 125 interim title on the line in the amateur ranks between Peyton Soika and Jacob Benavidez coming up next.
Jab finds its mark as Derrion enters.
A lot of feints from Griffin.
Both guys trying to find, feel it out a little bit, see, get their reads. Nice switch kick up top, low kick from Derrion Griffin. It's kind of a low inside kick, probably hurt.
And Griffin changing stances off of that.
I believe Griffin is a switch hitter of sorts, likes to switch stances, flow with different techniques. Beautiful,
that
evasive.
Was nice.
Looking like the Matador out there.
Looked like a punt returner. That inside low kick scored pretty heavy there for Mateo Soto.
Ooh, Soto coming over the top of the bomb. Didn't quite land. See Soto trying to cut him off and keep him on that cage.
Beautiful evasive movement from Derrion Griffin. He kind of chunked a knee up the middle and it came really close to finding its mark. Good timing. Just a little off, luckily for Mateo Soto. Soto flicking at that inside, low inside kick again.
He's landed a couple of them so far.
Ooh, and the switch kick finds its mark, but Mateo Soto creates a grappling opportunity.
Just over 1 minute to go in this first round.
Soto got his hands locked.
Soto staying on top of it here.
Looking to get that hook in, but hasn't been successful yet.
Yeah, Derrion's got to fight the hands. You've got to separate the hands first.
Yeah, we can't really see it from this angle, but Griffin is fighting the hands. Got a hold of that wrist of Soto.
So we're definitely looking to
Derrion Griffin
climb the
corner,
back here.
telling him to work that boot out.
Kind of almost had him scraped off with the cage there. But that pressure from Soto is so strong.
Yeah, Soto just controlling the final 60 seconds of this round up against the cage, and now he gets a takedown to finish it off.
Oh, but Derrion did not give up on that position. Climbs right back to his feet.
It seems minor, but, that was a fairly big moment there at the very end for Soto because there wasn't anything else that you can point to as like, hey, that was the big moment in this round.
Yeah, agreed. Relatively close round all the way through. I mean, most guys who understand grappling,
that was it was very technical what was going on. Not a lot happened, but it was a chess match.
And honestly, Derrion for a second gave up his hips, but then he wizarded down and was able to. So I don't know. It's hard to say, but optically, just Soto holding him against the fence there, kind of killing the time. It's hard to say. Hard to say who won that round, but. I kind of lean towards Soto just because they let him have that cage control time.
Yes, that one's going to be Soto in my book. And, over a minute of control over there against the cage, and he got the takedown at the end. Again, it didn't mean a whole lot, but I think it meant more than anything Derrion Griffin did in the first 3 minutes.
Yeah, there wasn't anything definitive in the striking department to offset that.
Let's see what the second round has in store.
But maybe a little of a moral victory for Griffin.
Need a little more volume from Griffin.
Well, you talked about the hands. He's a striker. We definitely want to see him start to get that going here in the second round.
See, he's kind of out here throwing a lot of these throwaway shots, just trying to occupy Soto's field of vision, but Soto really not biting on any of it, just not being affected. So I think the adjustment for Derrion is to just go on and get in there. Let's mix it up a little bit.
Yeah. Both
guys score a hook there. That body kick was serious. That one found its mark.
Yeah, Griffin's starting to let those kicks go a little bit more in the second round.
There he goes. He needs to push the head and get back to his feet.
I think that left leg.
Beautiful.
I think that left leg hurt Mateo Soto to the body. That's why he level changed.
Yeah, I agree. And that looked good for Griffin. He needs to rinse and repeat here.
Soto keeps trying to cut him off, but Griffin dancing around the cage.
Just a little more fleet, you know, no wasted motions. He's kind of just moving small at a time, but yeah, it's giving Soto some issues.
Soto's got a hold of that leg now.
This is a better spot for Derrion Griffin going to this body lock. Mateo Soto doing a good job ducking his head out. Looks like he's got a boot in again. He's got that right hook in.
Derrion needs to.
This isn't a bad
fighting those hands.
I feel like he needs to tripod a little bit more, kind of get maybe back up off the fence. That way he can get Mateo's head a little lower, and that way gravity can kind of work its magic.
That is interesting here, though, is I mean Griffin's holding all Soto's weight on him right now. This is certainly draining, and you can see him starting to try and shake him off there.
And this is a tough spot. Felt like Derrion was about to shake him off there, but Mateo keeps the position, and now he's kind of repositioned his hip. And this is a better spot. I mean, he can kind of, again, just slowing the round down and not doing anything super meaningful, but winning the spots.
This is kind of the same thing we saw in round one. Nothing special, but Soto is the one that's in control again.
And in a 3-round fight, three-minute rounds, that's not a lot of time. It goes so quick, and that's the thing. Mateo Soto doing a good job and being opportunistic, and this is a better position for him.
TV starts to threaten that choke.
He's got 10 seconds to make it work. There's the clapper.
Got it across the chin, it looks like.
Yeah, I feel like Derrion's head isn't in the right spot.
Yeah, he's just got it angled just enough to be able to breathe in that position.
Yeah, not quite the same squeeze as Khamzat Chimaev that we saw earlier today, which, by the way, that was one of the craziest things I've ever seen in my life.
Tap.
But again, back to the action here in front of us.
Yeah.
Nothing special from Super Soto, but he was the one in control at the end of the round. I thought that Griffin had better moments in round number 2, but I don't know that he had enough moments.
I had a couple times when he was able to sting him with that left hook, but yeah, unfortunately, just because Soto able to get the position and kind of kill the clock a little bit, and you know, not to say that he's killing time or laying praying.
No, that's his game. He's trying to work for that submission. I like what you said earlier, that you felt like Griffin just needed to get in there and throw strikes. And sometimes you have these nice feints, and he does. He has these nice feints set up his hands, but it's like Soto's not biting. He's just coming forward.
Right.
He's kind of a little awkward.
He's got to make the decision to make it a little ugly here. He's got to close the gap. It's not going to be a pretty performance. He needs to go out there. I believe he needs to get a finish here.
He needs a sense of urgency in this third round for sure. It could be 1-1. It's definitely in play for it to be 1-1. I have it 2-0 Soto, but it's all about what the judges think. Turner's going to need to find something here. Griffin in this third round. Now it's Soto who's on his horse.
It's a good moment for Derrion. Good front headlock position. He needs to get
back to his feet, just like he did.
And again, it's the pressure that's creating these moments for him.
These are some bad shots by Soto. Griffin's going to see those coming from a mile away.
The head kicks corner calling for him to lead with his uppercut. You see him showing it, wanting it. Oop.
He's got to be careful with some of those spinning techniques.
Yeah, that's not what I would go to. Let's keep it pretty fundamental here. Let's hit him with a hard cross. That's what I want to see.
I just want to see him get in his face and start letting it go. But every time he does, there's Soto for the shot.
There's that takedown every time he goes.
Soto going back to the well over and over again, and you would think that maybe he would lose interest after getting stuffed a time or two, but finds his moment, peeks his head around, scores the takedown. Beautiful stuff.
And now this has been the spot where Soto has dominated. We haven't really seen Griffin's ability to work out of it yet.
Right.
But not really doing a whole lot with it here.
No, he's holding on here. There's no doubt. He's kind of realized that maybe he's up the first two. That's what I've got to think he's thinking. That's why he's holding on so taut here.
About 75 seconds remaining in this fight. You got to find some urgency here if you're Derrion Griffin. Griffin looking to his head kicks corner. He's got that guard closed. He's kind of holding himself down, right? Don't you need to go ahead and open that up and start to work out?
If you want him to get up, you got to open that guard at some point.
Yeah. I'm not sure what Griffin is working towards here.
He's looking to try and set up a triangle, but he's going to have to get a bit higher. And I just don't know that Soto is going to let that happen.
So deep.
Yeah.
You got to create space to get that triangle in.
The crowd starting to chant Mateo here. Sounds like a UFC event or something. We've got the crowd going crazy. Now Soto starts to land some bombs.
This is a big moment for Mateo. He's putting a definitive stamp on this round right here with these big shots from on top.
Maybe not the exclamation point that Mateo Soto wanted, but an exclamation point at the end nonetheless. I'll be shocked if the judges don't find Mateo Soto the winner on their cards at the end of this one. You know, on the Griffin side, he had a couple nice moments, but he really was never able to get anything going. It was really just Soto imposing his will throughout, guys.
Yeah, just unfortunately would get stuck and bogged down in some of these positions, but had some good moments. Good on Mateo Soto here, because here in the third round, I mean, that was not going well for him. Shot, I think 3 or 4 shots, got stuffed, and then finally finds one, cuts the corner, and is able to get in a position and keep the position. So, yeah, tough stuff.
Yeah, I have to say, out of all 3 rounds, I think the most definitive thing was this final sequence of round 3. Seeing Soto on top, landed the big strikes. I mean, that's the biggest thing that happened in the fight. I have a hard time seeing it going any other way but Soto's.
Mateo Super Soto looking to pick up his second win in front of the AKA fans.
And Griffin had some good, he opened up round 3 so well. It's hard to unleash some of those strikes when you know their opponent is going to be shooting for that takedown.
Dynamite has the result.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of fast and frenetic mixed martial arts action, we are going to the judges' scorecard. All 3 judges have seen and scored this bout the same way, therefore declaring your winner by unanimous decision! Fighting out of the blue corner, Mateo Super Soto!
Well, you can see there Derrion Griffin thinking like he thought he did enough to win that fight. I just don't know that you could point to a singular moment in that fight where it's like Griffin was imposing his will. You never really had that moment.
He was kind of battling against the clock, and yeah, unfortunately, Mateo was able to get some positions and hold them and just win the optics of it. I understand Derrion probably a little frustrated.
Sure.
Thought he fought a pretty clean fight. Didn't take a lot of damage. Dealt more damage than he took. I understand, but good stuff from Mateo Soto.
There just wasn't that definitive, like, clean strikes landed like I really wanted to see from Griffin. I think if he had done a little bit more of that on his feet, it might have been a different story.
And credit to Soto, because anytime Griffin wanted to try and get it going, there was the shots to try and take him down and, you know, or pushing him up against the cage, getting him in the clinch. It was just a good game plan by Mateo Soto, one that he executed, and Mateo now moves to 3-0, 2-0 in front of the AKA fans.